And we're live. Hello.
Hello, everyone. We are here once again. Uh, the first time
The
after a
one
long
year.
time.
While we're here.
MJ Costa just
Holy
subscribed.
guacamole.
Holy
The
guacamole,
first time
it's
after
been
a
one
long
year
time.
already?
We're not playing anything particular. We're playing You Awaken in a Strange Place, which is a completely improvised TTRPG developed by Drawfee's own Jacob Andrews. And it was a lot of fun last time. I got to flex my improv muscles, and the others got to flex their knowledge of Soviet history.
Oh, yeah, I
And
remember.
this time, however, we have an all-new party that is Pizza out to drop out, but instead we have a Coulson now, here represented by a very fancy hamster, a
Yippee.
famster, if you will. um, I, as always, the dungeon man.
The
No,
Gungeon Master.
I'm the dungeon mommy, Siska. I am putting you to bed because it's way past bedtime, and you have to get up early tomorrow for your algebra test. I can tell Auntie didn't study, but he didn't need to, because he never needs to study with those kinds of tests. Coolster, however, has been studying all day, even though she did not need to either. That being said, we're now in the bedroom, and I bring out my DM screen and I say, "Roll to suffer," as we are now going to play this fucking game. I guess there's not much to be said about this game. Very conceit. Indeed, one of the first lines in this game says that nobody comes here prepared. Everything we need today is just 2d6. Uh, since I didn't want anyone to get in a panic trying to find some dice. We are using DD dice today, which is a site that my partner recommended to me or has been using in the past. Yes, and you have your shiny rocks.
Yes, my shiny rocks, melt rocks.
Mostly it's just because I wouldn't know where to put all those dice, so I just love using. I prefer using them digitally. And yeah, talk a bit about yourselves. What are your goals for today, party?
Ooh,
I have
goals.
not prepared for that.
Yeah,
Wow,
I didn't
rude.
study.
Improvise a goal, of course. So what would you like to do?
Mm, I like to suffer.
We might make suffering another skill again. Antia, what would
Ooh.
you like to accomplish today, if anything?
I would like to make it till the end of the session without my voice cracking out.
Absolutely. Well, my goal for today is that we all have fun and maybe create something cursed and beautiful. I would like to make each of you to roll 2d6 and
Ooh.
tell me your result.
Alright, I need to figure out how to roll two of those.
You click the d6 twice.
Yeah. Oh! Double the bees. Sieben.
And what
I
will
mean,
you roll at here?
I have critical success and critical failure in
Wait,
one.
how do I send the result, or did I not roll? Ah,
You did not roll
I
yet.
did not roll.
There you go. It seems pretty obvious who's going to go first.
I didn't
Right.
even see my roll. What the hell?
I'm going to. If you look on the right hand side, you should be able to.
I
Oh,
don't.
oh yeah, it says player 3, and you rolled a 6.
Okay.
You can change your name to Ante if you like, but I can see your roll. Right. That being said, I'm going to for today's adventure. I'm going to decide on a genre, and I would like us to play a little bit of cyberpunk mystery.
A cyberpunk mystery.
I guess we're just gonna put mystery. There could be cyberpunk elements if you like. I would like Corsa to give me an adjective, any that comes to mind.
Agile.
Agile.
Yes.
And Auntie, I would like you to give me a location.
Ooh. Uh. Rome.
Just at any given time, Rome.
Yes.
Right, we have an agile mystery set in Rome.
I feel the suffering already.
Would you like
Oh,
to
no.
walk back your adjective?
No, we will roll with that.
We will roam with that, yes.
Yay. Funny thing is,
I'm
I've never
hoping-
been, so I know nothing of the location.
I haven't been either, but I have been in Italy. All right then. Once again, each of us will say one true statement, and I will suggest that we just go with the same results as before. I will make a true statement, which is that, just to reiterate, these are just statements that are true about the world. Each of us can decide on one, and this is how we build the world that we're going to play in today. So I'm going to say that. Days are 2 hours long at most. But there are vampires everywhere. Coolster, please give me a true fact about the world.
Garlic bread is the most common dish.
Let me just type that down. Very good. Antia, please.
The resistance
Say something true.
The resistance
Yes?
is led by dogs.
Very good. Now that we've said all that, I'm just going to write a short summary about that. Mystery story set in a alternate, set in an alternate. Where agile vampires reign.
What makes them agile though? Are they fast or do they have like stand-ups?
Or it's how they make their constitution in an agile work project.
A mystery story set in an alternate version of Rome where agile vampires reign and dogs eat a garlic bread based resistance. Now we should be able to work something quite interesting with this. Beautiful and cursed, just as I like. Also, my document really wants to be in German. I would rather have it in English. So thank you. So that being said, I would like to give each of you until 1950 to come up with a character. Or you can just tell me when you're done. In the meantime, I will try to figure out a story here.
Okay, now I need to remember how you make a character again.
Just any kind of concept. Anything that's true about them, any kind of description, name, adjective.
Player rolls 2d6 and then create their character.
What are you reading, Auntie? I thought there is no way we can prep anything.
But apparently I'm cheating during the exam.
Wow.
Very good. But yeah, just make a character if you like. We can come to the skills later, which I think is what you're worried about right now.
Ah, yes.
Right now, all you have to tell me is who are you, what's your name, what's your angle, and what's your goal, I guess. I'm I'm going to see about muting myself so you don't have to hear my tap.
Tippy tappy, tippy tappy, tippy tappy. Okay, I have a name. Now I just need the rest. I forgot I actually have paper to write on.
I use Notepad++.
I appreciate the old school basics of going back to just straight paper. Because I don't have gay paper. Damn it. Alright, I have something.
I am almost finished, I think.
You have a bit under a minute, Coolster. I think I'm just about finished with my notes. I left a lot of it open, but I think I have a pretty concrete opening for you. Now, just waiting a little bit. I guess I could talk a little bit about what we're going to do afterwards. Once the players have introduced their characters, we're going to talk about the skills for this game. See, everything in this game, the characters, the world building, even the mechanical skills in this game are decided by the players themselves on the spot. So Ante, for example, once he tells me about his character, he's going to tell me two things he's good at. Well, One thing he's very good at, one thing he's good at, one thing he's bad at, and one thing he's very bad at. Of course, I will do the same, and then I will pick 4 more skills, so that we will have 12 total. These 12 skills are what we're going to use along with dice rolls to decide the flow of the game and see where the party may end up. Everything else is very much the spur of the moment. That being said, the moment is now, Coolster. Please tell us, or otherwise I can just start with Ante.
Yeah. No, I'm ready.
Coolster, who are you?
Okay. I am Maria Vecchio. She's an average-sized, smart, athletic florist from the small town Genazzano, which is near Rome. As a hobby, she likes to bake, and she is exceptionally good at identifying odors or smells.
So once from the top, your name is Maria, and
Yeah.
you're an athlete.
No, I'm a florist.
You're a florist.
Genazzano is they are known for making really beautiful flower paintings.
Aw.
Very good. What motivates Maria?
Oh no, there was something with motivation.
Shit, I
Dang
also
it.
don't have anything.
Little goal.
She wants to create the flower art in Rome.
She wants to make art in Rome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Maybe bring a little culture to this poor, benighted world. Ante, please, in a very short manner, tell us about your character. What's their name? What do they do? And what do they want?
My name is John Bandicoot. I am a postman by day and a detective by night.
Right.
And what I want most in this world is just to see one day that is not so dreary as all the others.
That's deep. Dang.
Edgy as fuck.
Very good. Now we're going to start with you, Ante. Please tell me what Joan Bandicoot is very good at.
Hiding.
Hiding. You get a +2 to hiding checks. Cool stuff. Please also add hiding to your character and add a +0.
No.
What is Joan just good at? On.
Folding paper.
Hold paper. Same as before, Maria, you have a hold paper skill and your score for that is +0. What is John
Amazing.
What is John kind of bad at?
Seeing.
See, you have a C skill,
Sight, or what is it?
and it's -1. And what is he very bad at?
Running.
Run. You have a run. So to summarize for now, we have 4 skills for now. They are hide, hold paper, see, and run. You have +2, +1, -1, -2 to these respectively, Ante.
Alright.
I'm just going to replace that with. Very good. Maria, are you ready to tell me what you're very good at?
I'm very good at sniffing.
You have a sniff skill.
Yes.
You get a +2 to those skill checks.
Perfect.
John, you get +0.
Of course.
Same as before. What are you just good at?
Parkouring.
Parkour. Very good.
Yep.
What are you kind of bad at?
Driving a car.
Drive car. What are you very bad at?
Carrying or lifting heavy stuff.
Lift heavy objects. Very good. Same as before. 4 more skills for you, John. Sniff, parkour, drive car, and lift heavy objects. You have a +0 to all of them.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to decide on 4 more skills, each of which you will have a +0 to. The first of which, of course, will have to be suffer. The second of which will be vampire etiquette. The third of which will be eat. And the fourth, final skill, which each of you will have a +0, will be
Oh,
since we have see and sniff, I think we should go with listen.
Of
Very
course,
well.
Ghosty and I have like +0 to listening.
Yep.
at least I can smell, okay?
I
That's
can't
true.
even see.
So, now that that's done with, yes. So, to explain, I will ask for a roll each time. You will roll 2d6 as per usual, I believe. Otherwise, I'm just going to decide how it is now. 10 to 12 is a critical success, meaning you succeed and you gain a little something extra. 7 to 9 is going to be a success, meaning you gain something. Yeah. 4 to 6 is going to be a middling success. It's going to be a mixed success, meaning you succeeded at a cost. And finally, 1 to 3, no deal. You lose. You might you do not succeed, and you might even lose a little something extra. So
Amazing.
I believe that's all. Every time you fail on the next, every time you fail at a skill, you gain +1 on it. That way we can expedite a little bit of the rolling in this case. So, that being said, I believe I will once again refer to my notes. I believe I have a pretty strong deal. And if everyone will be so kind and put on their best role-playing pants, because we're about to start. Any last questions before we start?
Does it need to be pants?
Yeah, can I
No, I'm
also wear a dress?
Yes.
I'm wearing a skirt, if that makes you feel better. All right. So
It's another one of those cold nights. Wind's howling outside. Everybody wants to stay inside. The vampires are out again, howling in the streets, vandalizing cars. Except for 2 young people walking down the street. They don't know where they're going. Indeed, they don't even know where they're from. It seems without they'd imbibed in, it has well more than filled them up. Neither of them can hardly stand, and indeed, while they are cracking jokes with each other, they look into each other's eyes as they each fall unconscious, and are picked up by a hooded figure. They awaken much later in the night, though it is still dark and gloomy outside, in a very strange place.
I would like both of you to please give me a roll. 2d6.
Yippee, a 6.
Ooh, a 12.
Maria, it is your turn to wake up. You awaken in a strange place. You find yourself bound, sitting in a very uncomfortable chair. You cannot see 2 feet ahead of you, but you know that you haven't left the city. This gives you some sense of relief, as you weren't planning on leaving anytime soon. Though, try as you might, you can't remember how you got here, or indeed why you're in such a state as you're in. Your stomach hurts like it never has before. Whatever you've done last night can't have been good. And at this junction, I would love you to give me a suffer roll.
Right.
As you
Again,
try and
2d6
Yeah.
or just yeah, okay.
2d6.
Ooh.
It's a 9.
You manage not to throw up whatever is inside of your stomach, and you realize, oh, you've just overeaten. But that doesn't explain how you got here. You sniff around. Please give me a sniff roll as well.
Oh, this was the wrong one. I'm sorry.
That's only one. No.
Oh, you got
But-
max on that one, so that's good.
Just roll a second one.
Yeah, you can roll a second one.
Or-
Oh, that's oh, you get a +2 if you want. That's a 2.
Yeah, I already did
Yeah, the
the plus
+2
2
I
check. Yeah.
see. Yeah. So you got a 2 total, which means that you failed. You can't really identify the smell around you. It seems familiar. It's something animalistic, maybe. At this point, you notice the raccoon tied up next to you. You notice that your mouth is not blocked in any way. You can't speak, but maybe quietly. You don't know who may be around or maybe not around.
Hi, Ron.
Ah.
I think the raccoon showed up.
Okay. I turn to the raccoon. I try to sniff in that way. I will not make the sniffing noise because somebody might not like it. So just imagine there is a sniffing sound. But yeah, somehow I can't still really figure out what smells I'm smelling. And I'm whisper to myself, odd. That never happened before.
Would like to do?
Mm, I want to check if my arms are tied or not.
Give me a C roll.
She's just a normal one. A mid success.
With a medium success, You can't really tell what's up with your hands. They feel kind of strange, a little numb. You can tell they've been bound in some way, though not by what. It occurs to you that whatever has bound them has not really done a very good job. Almost as though they didn't have both hands to do it. You sniff again, and you can smell a distinct note of dog. At this point, John, it is that you wake up in a strange place. You see the same thing that Maria has seen. It is a dark place. It is very gloomy outside. It is oddly quiet, and it smells like something strange, along with dog. What would you like to do?
First, I would like if I can find my glasses.
Absolutely. Please give me a C roll to see if you can find them.
It's -1. That's a 6.
With a 6, you just about spot them, though they're across the room from you. You realize now that you're in an abandoned antechamber. You can see some brooms around, some old trash bags. There's a poster on the wall with a dog looking very grim, and something written on it in a script you can't quite understand, almost as though the person who wrote it doesn't really know how letters work. And you realize now that your hands are bound, though not in a particularly good way. You also notice next to you there's a young florist hectically looking around.
All right. I try to eat through part of the bindings to chew myself loose.
You can see that the raccoon has woken up Maria and is now trying to eat through his bindings. Please, John, give me that roll.
Eating is +0. Okay. Come on. Ah, 5.
You get about halfway through until you realize, these are oddly wet. Are these full of slobber? And
Ah.
you get a little belly sick. At this point, you realize that you've already overeaten the last night. I would like you to give me a suffer roll.
7.
You just managed not to throw up at the cost of a little bit of your sanity. I would like you to get a -1 to eat. That will be your modifier for the next roll.
Only for the next roll or for every eat roll?
For the next roll, yes. Only the next roll.
Okay.
Right, and there you are, the two of you in a dark room. There's a strange dog poster on the wall. Across from you, you can still see your glasses, though you can't see very well without them. Maria, you can see the bandit. The raccoon tries to eat through his ropes, succeeds, and is free, though he has a very hard time not throwing up. It's something you get a little bit of an idea, and I would like you to give me a what do I make you roll for that? I would like you to give me a listen roll.
A listen roll, alrighty. Oh, 9 is good.
9.
With a success, you hear shuffling at the door next to you, and indeed, it is about to be opened. You have about 30 seconds to get in position or do anything you might want to do. You see, the raccoon next to you might be in a position to free you from your bindings. What would you like to do?
Just my hands are bound, right? My feet are free.
Your feet are free, your hands are bound, you're tied to a chair, your mouth is not blocked in any way. You are free to speak if you like.
But in the room, there wasn't anything else behind or under which I could hide, right?
You can tell if there is one by giving me a quick hide check.
Okay, let's see.
See, even if there's nothing to hide under, there's still some way to hide. With a 7, you realize the trash bags are a little bit bigger than you, actually. If you were to hide, you would be a little bit at a disadvantage due to your due to the chair bound to you, but it would not be impossible. Would you like to hide?
No, I'd like to break my chair, so I have a weapon.
Certainly, certainly. Please give me a lift heavy objects. As you try to lift yourself out of the chair. One moment. Terribly injure yourself.
Ooh.
You're not going to make the mistake next time, as now you realize really what the chair is made out of, but for the time being, it kind of impedes your ability to parkour. Please reduce your bonus for parkour to +0.
Yes.
You notice the same thing, by the way, John. You notice that there's some shuffling at the door, some stepping of little feet, some sniffing, and you have about 30 seconds to do whatever you're going to do. You see that the girl in the room next to you, who still refuses to talk to you, tries to break the chair from underneath her, but fails miserably. What would you like to do in the next 30 seconds?
Did I see that she's running towards the garbage?
You did see that, yes.
Ooh, garbage. I want to run as fast as I can to the garbage.
Yeah.
And then try to find as much paper in it, and I can fold into all kinds of throwable weapons.
Ah, I see. Yeah, please give me a hold paper roll.
That's +1.
There's a +1 for you. Yeah.
Ah, Why did I roll so terrible?
You find plenty of paper, but it just keeps kind of cutting you. You don't even know how that's possible. It's kind of wet and slobbery and still. So it has some edge to it.
Who has
You realize
ruined
now.
my
Itchy paper.
Who has ruined my perfect garbage?
You're going to have an additional +1 bonus to the next whole paper roll, as well as to your next suffer roll.
+1 to
As-
suffer.
+1 to suffer, yes.
Yeah,
Finally,
my carrying it or lifting heavy objects is now a -1, right? Because I failed so miserably.
exactly.
Okay, good.
No, indeed, all the paper cuts. My hands hurt as hell now.
Indeed.
Did you say that
Fine.
out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Upon hearing that, Maria is in kind of shock because she did not expect the raccoon to talk.
You hear the raccoon talk, and at the same moment you hear finally the shuffling at the door culminates, and the door's broken open as about 5 or 6 or so borzois come in the room and surround the two of you. They don't really bark, they just go as they surround you, and you can see one of the borzois is wearing a little beret, and she steps forward and says, well, 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 already trying to escape, are you? And she sniffs you. What do you do with the garbage?
That's garbage. It's lovely. It's yummy.
That is no excuse. Besides, you're already full. You eat so much garlic bread last night that you passed out. Same as your companion over there. And she points with her snoot over to Maria, still bound to her chair. Surprised now, both at the talking raccoon and I assume at the talking borzoi.
The what?
Yes, I'm totally flabbergasted.
Give me a listen roll, please, Maria.
Ooh.
Ooh,
yeah.
with a critical success, you get a little extra too. You can tell that this Borzoi is in charge, clearly, and you realize now that this must be the dog resistance. Actually, you have a little bit of an in as one of your best friends, Bernadette from the university, is actually also part of the resistance, though she isn't a dog herself, as far as you know.
What do I do with this information?
That is up to you.
Yeah, no. Okay, Maria gasps and oh my god. Bernadette was right. The the dog resistance is real. And they can talk. Oh my god.
You hear a chorus of howling as the Borzois notice you, and the leader says, quiet! Quiet, all of you! Of course we're here. Clearly you two-leggers are not at all equipped to deal with the menace of the bloodsuckers. So we have to take it in our own garlicky hands. And noticing that she has no hands, she says, I mean paws. Well, well, well. But I saw both of you passing out from the garlic bread last night, and either you ate so much of it that your body should have already told you to stop, or belonged to the enemy. It was very foolish of you to get caught like this. And I'm going to have some questions for you. And you can see one of the dogs steps up to her and puts his snout next to hers and starts whispering in her ear, and she says, oh, oh. So you're Bernadette's friend, is that right?
Yes?
Very well. Suppose you're free to go. That does leave the question of this raccoon, though. Why were you so deep in the garlic bread, raccoon?
I was chasing a trail. And
Whatever. Yes.
I wanted to roll a vampire etiquette to see How much garlic bread I would need to consume to get close to the vampires?
Of course, give me the roll.
Damn!
You thought you were on a good trail, but apparently all that's led you to is here in the basement of the Resistance. So you're not quite really sure what that was all for. The dog in front of you does not seem pleased with your answer, however, and she says, what do you mean? What kind of trail leads you through an entire mountain of old stale garlic bread?"
I am not a very good detective.
"What's your name, raccoon?"
John Bandicoot. You
"Well,
might
very
have
low
heard of
from-
me.
It rings a bell." She sniffs you. "Mm. I'm trying to get a lead on you, but all I can smell is the garlic. How are we supposed to know that you're not part of them, that you're not a decoy sent to us to distract us?" One of the balls always goes and turns to you and says, "I saw him. I saw I saw him. I saw him punch a vampire in the face. I did. I'm not very smart then. The vampire just kind of swatted him away and said, well, that was weird." And the leader sits back on her haunches for a moment and considers this and says, "We might be able to use the two of you. How would you like to go on a little mission to prove yourselves to us? Not like you're going anywhere otherwise."
I would love to take a little walkie.
"That's very offensive, I'll have you know.
Oh, fuck.
What about you, two-legger?" And she turns her snoot over to you.
I don't quite know how I can help, but maybe I can throw flowers at them?
Maybe use it as a decoy too, so we can get an ambush going. But first, you will need to take a shower. You both stink of garlic. At this moment, you hear a little ding dong as all the boarders get out, look behind them, surprised, almost completely synced up, and somebody goes to get the door. I would like either of you, if you like, to give me a vampire etiquette roll.
You can do it, Maria.
Alrighty. Vampire etiquette. It's an 8.
Ooh.
That somebody would go to the door at this time of night, and that's all I'll say. Very well. You have the dog staring down the room. One of them just went to get the door. You realize now you're in a bigger warehouse now. You're just in kind of an antechamber where all of the trash is stored. The chairs you see now are actually old plastic garden chairs, and the ropes with which you are bound are actually garden hoses that have lots of chewing marks on them. Marie, you get the idea that whatever the boss who just left to get the door is getting into, he might be going into a trap.
Hold on! Don't go!
One of the dogs chases after him, was saying, he comes back, and they come back to look at you, and the Ria says, of course! This would be just like them to come to us in the middle of the night. Very well. Let them go, and two boulders come to undo your bindings, Maria. And you get the idea that you're free to follow the leader, who's now leaving the room and going into the middle of the warehouse.
I follow the leader.
I realize now it wouldn't be boars, or as if we're in Rome, it would be windhounds, wouldn't it? Greyhounds, wouldn't it? I believe they still go woo woo woo. So I wasn't that far off. So yeah, a bunch of greyhounds. I'm retconning it. You follow her into the main warehouse. You can see they are stocked up all the way with with like big refrigerated shelves full of packaged garlic bread. You can see there's lots of garlic hanging around and like big braids of garlic hang on the walls. There's steaks everywhere. It seems like these dogs have been hunting vampires and not entirely unsuccessfully, though the resistance does seem mostly based off of garlic.
Do you have your own little garden to cultivate the garlic?
No, of course not. We import it. Don't look at me. I don't handle logistics. That would be Stracciatella. Don't laugh. That's her name. That would be her job. And she points over at a white greyhound with black spots, looking at you with big eyes, like, huh? Me?
Huh. Maybe I could help with cultivating garlic.
Are you like a fucking plant lover or something? You're a fucking tree hugger?
Rude, but kinda true. I'm a florist.
Sorry about that. I hope you get better. Oh wait, yeah, sure. We can get you in that, but first of all, we need to talk about the mission at hand. You can hear the ringing of the bell again. This time, a little bit more aggressive. They're like really trying to stab away at the bell button. She leads you over to a little table. There's a map laid out on it, and a couple of like darts stuck into it to kind of symbolize different kind of ambushes. There's a big dart kind of in the middle of Rome where you are right now, or where you assume you are right now. And she goes to explain to you that 2 nights from now, the dogs have planned an ambush on a big congregation of vampires, and they're going to basically flood the entire convention hall with garlic. However, they do need somebody to distract them first, and they do need somebody to place the garlic in like the air ventilation system before they do.
Maybe I can find some sort of way in using my detective skills.
Very good. So long as you get stuck cutting yourself on paper or eating so much garlic bread again, you can hear the door is being rung. The bell is being rung again. This time a lot more aggressively than before.
I tried to listen what it could be on the other side.
Please give me a listen check.
Oh, 12.
Nice.
Success. With the 12, you realize there's somebody on the other side and they need help. And this would not be a vampire because a vampire only needs to be told no once. You get +1 to vampire etiquette. And with a distinct idea that whoever's on the other side of the door there is not a vampire.
I think whoever's on the other side of the door isn't a vampire. You can let them in.
She says, "Rrr, rrr," and one of the greyhounds goes to get the door. You can see a familiar face on the other side, Maria. It's Bernadetta. And she looks at you very guiltily. Yes?
I charge towards her and hug her simply. You kinda saved my life. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, Maria. I'm sorry I had to do this to you. Too late, you all realize that there's a man standing behind her. And in letting her in, you let him in as well. Very tall, threatening man steps into the room.
Oh no, good man.
He's very tall. He only wears black and white. He's kind of bluish skin and black hair and only one white strand in front of his face. And he says,
Well. have been trying to keep me out here, haven't you? You fools have no idea what you're dealing with, and now it's time for reckoning.
You can see he gets tackled down by a bunch of greyhounds. However, they are no match for him. The leader of the dogs comes towards you and says, "Quick, you need to get out of here before it gets out of hand. We will meet you again when we have to. One night from now. Be ready. And don't open the door. Don't open the doors to strangers at night, right?" And she goes to fend off the vampire as the two of you kind of left to your own devices. You can see there's an emergency exit at the opposite side of the warehouse, but you have no idea what will happen to your canine friends.
Can you get your friend out?
I think he's talking
Maria
to you.
panics because she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
If she should grab a stake and tries to stake the vampire because she doesn't want the dogs to suffer, or if she really should run for her life.
Uh, uh, please give me a suffer roll as you try to suffer through that panic attack of yours to make a decision. With a 4, it would appear you have to run. What do you know? Uh,
Yes, I make a running roll then.
yeah, John, you see Maria look at you, go wide-eyed for a moment, and then start bolting the other way. Before you can even get a word, and she's already crossed to the next roof. You're on your own basically with a bunch of dogs mauling this vampire who just got into the warehouse. You can see there's already more vampires shuffling in through the door. Maria's friend Bernadetta, she's kind of standing on the side, already being harried by a bunch of greyhounds. So they're basically just tall sock puppets with legs. They can't really do much.
Okay,
What
I'm
would you
gonna
like to do?
try to hide with a little box, and while I'm hiding, try to find the keys of a car in the warehouse.
Uh, sure. Why don't you give me a hide check?
Oh shit. I need to roll another one. Okay, at 12.
A 12. Right. Hmm. With a critical success, I believe. You have a look see around. You find a box. You miraculously find a bunch of keys. So you're not quite sure what kind of dog drives a car. You realize now that that must have been a vampire here all along. Not quite sure who it might have been. Um, you're free to leave the warehouse any way you like. You can see the car is parked out back, but you can also see there's a vampire waiting next to it having a smoke. You can also see he's apparently practicing a monologue of some kind. He's like,
Ah, you don't know what it's like to live in darkness. I was molded by it, shaped by it.
it's so on and so forth. What would you like to do, Ante?
I would like to use vampire etiquette to out mood his moody speech.
Please go ahead.
8.
You come out of the box already hitting the ground, running, being like,
But who knows the darkness better than those he was swallowed up by it? I saw it firsthand.
and you go on and on and on, and the vampire he turns to you with a shocked expression and gets to his knees and starts crying. He's seriously moved by your speech. When he's not looking, I assume you have enough time to just grab his car and go for it. Though
Yes.
I'm not quite sure how you would use a car, seeing as you're a raccoon.
I use a little bit of trash on the gas pedal, and then I
Yeah.
only have to use the steering wheel. So I try to pick up Maria while I'm like cruising at 10 miles per hour at best,
Please give me the drive car check. In the meantime, you see a very slow, very gothic-looking car pulling up to you. Oh, very good. Nothing strange happens. I can see that there's a very familiar-looking raccoon inside the car, Maria, as you are currently coming down a fire escape, and you see John looking at you, and he's inviting you to come to get in the car.
Is one of the windows pulled down?
Is it,
Should be.
John?
Hope so.
It is.
Oof.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll use my sight to see if I can find the window scroll down thingy.
No, it's fine. The window is down.
Okay, then I'd like to use my parkouring skill to jump into the car through the open window.
As you do so, you realize now that there's somebody following you already. Somebody who looks like a rather very large, very gothic-looking bat wearing a little bow tie. Please go ahead and give me the parkour check.
Yes.
Today 10. You get in flawlessly. It's like you're doing this professionally. Though of course you are. You're a florist. Sorry about that. You get in and you realize now that there's a whole swarm of little bats wearing bow ties, and they're coming after you. It seems you would have to put the metal to the pedal. No, pedal to the metal. Fuck. If you want to avoid them now, John.
I search for some metal treasure and put it on the pedal.
Absolutely. Please give me a lift heavy objects roll.
While this happens, Maria is like, na 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 Batman.
Oh no, 4. No.
You try to lift the heavy metal trash, but not in time for the entire car to get flooded by vampire bats. I would like both of you to give me a suffer check.
Ooh,
10.
nice.
Oh, that's
You realize to come. You realize to come away relatively unharmed, Maria, whereas you, Auntie, get absolutely shredded by them. You get away with most of your skin intact, though you are feeling a little bit weak. You manage to bat most of them off, and you finally get the heavy trash on the car, on the pedal as you finally drive away.
Oh no, they tore up my green suit.
You barely have the strength to say it as you drive your car down. Where exactly are you driving? You realize now you're about 1 hour from sunup. Days, of course, in this instance of Rome, don't really last long, but it might give you a little short reprieve while you wait them out. Where would you like to go with your car?
At first, if it doesn't mind, I want to take a little pee break because I really need to go. Mom,
Yep.
Dungeon Mom, I need to go pee pee.
So I will see both of you back at 2040.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
We have returned with plenty of drinks.
Indeed. So, since we're back now, I reiterate, or repeat. When last we left our heroes, they were driving away from a cloud of very dapper bats. Through the streets of a mostly sleeping Rome city, um, trying to escape the vampires for a little bit longer before the sun rises in 2 hours. Or was it 1 hour? In 1 hour. And last I checked, I was asking John Bandicoot, the bandit and investigator, where he would like to go.
Okay. I think your name was Maria, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
I'm John.
I think nice to meet you, John. I've never seen a talking raccoon, but maybe it's just because I'm from Genazzano. You know, it's a small villaggio near Rome.
Never left the city. Okay, I thought if we are going into this together, then we should at least know if we can rely on each other. So that's why I told you my name. Now,
Talk about
what?
this. You can see in the distance that the sun is already rising. There's a little bit of red glow on the horizon, and the vampire bats behind you start screeching as they all disperse and go into their disparate little hidey holes. Mm. As you're talking and driving at the same time, I would like you to give me a seat check to keep an eye on the road ahead of you.
John or me? Or
John,
both?
since he's the one who's
Okay.
driving.
That's a 6. Das ist nicht gut.
Yes, you manage to stay on the road. However, you do take a bunch of trash cans with you, and there's now a bunch of trash inside of your inside the car,
More
even more than there
trash.
was before. Driving the car will be a little bit more difficult, and you will have a -1 to your modifier for the next rolls. All right. So, where would the two of you like to drive? As you can see, the vampires are now going into the little hiding places.
I would suggest to drive to Villa Borghese.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little greenish park with many buildings.
Okay. Just tell me the way and I'll drive there. Hopefully. This is the first time I've done this.
I'm not really good with cars either, so it's good that you drive. You just have to, and then she gives directions to the Villa Borghese.
As you give directions to the Villa Borghese, please give me a drive car check, Maria. As you try to direct John in the right direction.
No.
You manage to end up in the same neighborhood. However, your car is very much parked inside with a street lamp inside of it. Um, the airbag goes off. It is bigger than John himself. You can almost not see him for a while. And you get out of the car, and for the time you are safe, though you still have nowhere to stay for the time being. You can see there's a greyhound wandering around the park.
We should try and speak with the Greyhound. Maybe he's on our side.
Maybe. I stole this car from the warehouse, which makes me suspect that there might be a vampire amongst them. We need to be on our guard.
As you ponder the possibility of there being a traitor amongst the greyhounds, I would like you to give me a vampire etiquette roll.
Okay, that's +0. +11.
Nice.
It would be in keeping with them to infiltrate a noble organization like the Greyhounds like that, and you even know that some of them might even turn into dogs and wolves themselves. So you have no idea what you're dealing with. You do know, however, that since it's already that's already
Pasta.
past dawn. The dog standing in front of you is definitely not a vampire. He approaches you and starts sniffing you. You smell like garlic. What have you been getting into, Ed? Garbage? What did you do with the car over there? Who are you? Where were you running from?
We were running from vampires.
Oh, are you part of the resistance too?
I guess we are now.
Yeah, we are new recruits. Recruits? You know the
Recruits.
word what I mean. Recruits. Recruits.
I
Yeah.
see. Very well. There's a safe house nearby. If you would just like to follow me, but be careful. You never know what kind of thin bloods may be out during the day. And he leads
Ooh.
you down. Yes, come again.
I was wondering what's a tin blood, and then kicked in. Ooh. A daywalker.
He leads you towards. He leads you down a path between some bushes. But next to a tree, there's actually a little latch, a little trapdoor leading down into a little bunker. And you find yourself in yet another safe house. There's another dog sitting at a desk drinking a coffee, looking at a bunch of screens. He waves a little paw at you and says, "Buongiorno, what the fuck are you doing here? And you said no, Antonio said no fucking guess." Antonio says, "Oh fuck you, Giancarlo! I picked them up in the park. They were running away from the fucking bloodsuckers." Says Giancarlo, well, whatever.
Are they waving their little paws like the Italian do?
Maybe.
Yes, perfect.
Make yourself comfortable in the bunker, and you can see there's once again another poster with some very badly drawn letters on it. You can see this time actually it says resist in Italian, but it's slightly misspelled. You recognize the dog now. It is the greyhound from earlier wearing a beret. Though no, we don't quite know how she's doing. Um, it seems the dogs in this little outpost have not heard what happened at the warehouse yet, and it's up to you whether you want to tell them. You do realize, however, that she told you to meet you in one day, to be prepared and to not answer anyone knocking on doors.
I want to discuss with John and if yes, how much we tell them what happened.
Well, we found them outside, so they should be safe. But maybe we should tell them just enough to help us, but not enough to make it leak. If
I
it
look with
really
a
needed-
confused expression and go like, league? Oh, I know what you mean. About the league. And Maria makes quotation marks.
Yes. I put quotation marks around the yes.
You can see one of the dogs looks around the corner to the room and squints at you. The most suspicious little dog look he can give you. Is you guys discussing anything interesting?
Do I
Ah.
have perchance any dog treats in my pockets? Because like I'm a hobby baker and maybe I have something for them in my pockets.
Oh yeah, definitely. Give me a sniff roll to see if you can sniff them out of your pockets. There's a bunch of garbage in there now too, since you were in a car with John. He just kind of seems to manifest garbage around him. You find something that might have either been a protein bar or a dog treat. You're not entirely sure.
Okay, with I reach to my pocket and put it out and say, "Yes, we're discussing if you want to have this treat, good boy."
He comes at you very slowly. He does some little tippy taps and he looks at you, still very suspicious, squinting at you with his weird sock puppet face, and he goes, "Very well, I'll have it. Now, will you tell me why you were running from vampires in the middle of the night? It's not safe outside for people like you. Two-leggers."
We came from another safe house which got attacked.
Oh, dire news indeed. Oh, that's a good dog to make, actually. Anyway, really, where was this? Where was this warehouse?
Good question.
And as you yeah, as you explain what happened earlier that night, his face grows grimmer and grimmer. He says, "This is not good news. If they got Carla, our resistance leader, then our plan might be delayed by another couple of years, and dogs don't live that long." Very well. What to do? What to do? He sits on his haunches and starts thinking about it. As one of you actually gets the idea, there's still an entire warehouse full of garlic, and the vampires can't go there during the day. You might have like another hour to get there and get as much garlic as you can. You have about You have a roundabout memory of where the meeting of the vampires was supposed to be, and you might just take out a lot of them if you manage to get the garlic in time and place it as well.
Maria, I think you need to convince them that the hope is not lost yet. We still have a plan. We can still do it.
Yes, but I'm just agile. I can't really help with carrying the garlic.
That's why we need them. They can help us, maybe. But you need to convince them to do it. They're
Me?
leaderless. They're leaderless. You know their previous leader well. If there's one who can reach out to them, I think it's you.
Mm, No, no, Bernadette was not the leader.
Oh, my
She also
bad.
was a two-legger like us.
Even then,
Oh,
you
I
know
mean
more.
human. Oh, no, I mean, whatever. You know what I mean.
Sort of. Never actually do. Uh, but by the way, you know her. You know Bernadetta. You know what she stood for. Maybe you can reach out to them and get them to help us.
Maria sighs and it goes like, okay, fine, I try my best, but I'm not a really good talker. I mostly tend to plants.
Then use the power of floral arrangements. I don't know.
I could let flowers speak for me, of course.
um, as you go to find a couple of flowers in the park, the dog's looking more and more worried. Giancarlo, the guy with the coffee on the computer, he starts looking at maps, looking more and more worried. Um, what are you doing in the meantime, John?
Well, I'm trying to find as much boxes as possible to load garlic bread in a way where I'm not able to eat it before we get to our destination.
Absolutely. Since you're trying to hold a whole bunch of cardboard boxes, please give me a whole paper roll.
Plus one. Ah,
You
four.
managed to you managed to get an you managed to get an entire card box full of garlic.
I'm doing my part.
Your part.
Time the time of day is quickly running out. As you can see, the sun is already setting again. I would like you to give me a hmm. I would like you to give me a C roll as you try to find the right flowers for your floral arrangement,
Okay.
Maria. Annoying. With the success, you find just the right flowers to explain your plan to the dogs. You show the flowers to them, and they look at you confused for a while. Giancarlo actually starts sneezing. He goes, "Ash, ash." But after a while, they actually get it, and so the plan is underway. And it's just the four of you, two greyhounds, a raccoon, and florist. I was trying to find a modifier there and failed. You get into the preparations. It doesn't take you very long. It's not that hard, seeing as vampires aren't really active during the day. You have enough time to prepare the room that you're going to wait in. You pretend to be one of the custodial staff, John, which is strange enough since you're a raccoon. And Maria, you actually say that you're going to prepare some flower arrangements. Um, the um, the hotel staff just kind of let you do that. They don't really know, since they don't really know that there isn't even is a meeting supposed to be. It seems like the vampires didn't really actually plan this all that far in advance, and only the day that you prepare everything do they register for a meeting in that in the hotel. And as you prepare everything, you wait for the sun to drop beyond the horizon again, as you're in the ventilation shafts of the meeting room. Um, can I get both of you please to give me a vampire etiquette roll?
Of course. Oof. Mine is not good.
All right.
Mine is good.
Perfect.
Oh, good enough.
Maria, you are slightly too large for the ventilation shafts, and you realize soon that you might have to go somewhere else to hide. Um, as you can see, some cars parked in the front of the hotel, and the vampires start getting out. They strangely all look almost exactly like the guy you saw coming into the warehouse. They don't really seem to have a lot of fashion going on. They all kind of dress the same. Um, you have no trouble hiding, John, by the way. You, however, Maria, you're gonna get a -1 to your next high roll.
Oh, just the next hide one. Okay.
And as you are, as you're sitting there, waiting for the right moment, you know Giancarlo and Antonio are somewhere around the neighborhood, trying to find the rest of the resistance that they can find, just so they can finish off any vampires that are unfinished off by the garlic. Uh, you remember something, John, which is that vampires, they don't like garlic, that's true, but you don't remember anything about them actually being allergic to it. And you slowly start wondering about whether your plan is actually going to work.
I guess I suffered through the realization this might be a useless effort.
Please give me a tougher roll.
Ah! It's a 4. No.
You get a mixed success. You realize, yeah, well, what can you do about it now? I guess you might as well just fucking stake them. You get. Actually find a stake nearby. It's not very hard. There's a lot of old furniture just lying in a trash heap nearby. Of course, trash is your element.
Trash bender.
And you lie in wait as all the vampires start getting in the room, and they start talking about how they might suck even more blood out of the city, and who gets which district, and something about masquerade laws, and whoever might have broken the masquerade, and the Sabbat being so uppity, and the Camarilla not actually moving with the times, and then there's the fucking anarchs who are just kind of doing their own thing, and one of them says, "Hey, wait a minute, you smell that?" As they all start coughing from the garlic being released into the room, you have a very short time window to stake all of them, though it's not very hard. I would like both of you to please give me a lift heavy object roll.
Okay.
6 and a 7.
Fair enough. You stake most of them except one who manages to crawl out in time and get back to his car. You can see, however, his car gets chased down by dogs. Later on, you meet up back in the bunker in the park, and you can see Carla, the greyhound with the beret, actually comes to join you. Though she doesn't look in a good way. She seems very drained of blood, and there's like bandages all over her body, but she seems happy. It's like, once and for all, we've driven out the vampires out of Rome. This is a day to remember, kids. Thank you so much. Um, and you are left to celebrate your small victory for the time being. Of course, the day cycle is still very much fucked. You have no idea how to fix that. And to boot all that, you smell like trash and garlic.
Yippee! Trash.
And
Anything
a
you
little
two,
bit of flowers.
and a little bit like flowers. Anything the two of you would like to do before we end the day's adventure?
I'd like to approach Carla, and I want to know how the battle went and how Bernadetta is doing.
In Bernadetta's sins, though, it would appear that she got lost in the kerfuffle. Nobody knows where she is.
Strange.
Very strange indeed. Anything you would like to do, and John, before we close
I
today's
wanted to ask Chris, like, at this point, is it night again or still day?
It is most certainly not. Days are only 2 hours long.
Yes, that's why I wanted. I wanted to look outside into the darkness and think maybe tonight is a safe night to make my rounds, pick up my little bag with letters, and start delivering the mail.
You can see somebody outside waving at you, beckoning you to come closer.
I approach.
You recognize that's Maria's friend Bernadetta, and I would like you to to give me a parkour check as she grabs for you.
Ooh, I think that's the one thing I haven't rolled yet. A 6.
She grabs you successfully and puts her teeth into you, but you manage to squirm away in the right moment before she turns into a vampire coon. The rest of the greyhounds come outside to deal with her, but she disappears before anything can be done. I guess you can't really get all of them. Whatever that means. You manage to spend the rest of the night without incident. You deliver all of your letters, and you notice one of them is actually addressed at you, Sean.
I get inside and I open the letter.
Roll holding paper, I guess.
You need to roll as it falls out of your hand. Realize now that you would have actually. You realize now that the phrase inside of the letter activates something inside of you, and you realize that you're never really a postman to begin with, were you? You are you are an agent sent by another vampire clan to deal with this one, and you've played right to their hands. And you remember all of this in shock, but you come to accept your fate, as you are the renegade coon, John Bandicoot. Okay, I don't know any other way to to end today's session. Thank you so much for playing with me. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. It's not as cohesive as it was last time, but I think we all had a lot of fun anyway.
I was just
Was very
hoping.
funny.
I was just hoping because you have your Vampire the Masquerade thing going on. It's like at some point there's just gonna be a raccoon in that thing. It's like skittering about in the Vampire clan.
Yeah,
Little
sure.
crossover event.
Carla just started talking like my vampire character from Ronnie's one shot at some point, so that's fun. So, any notes for today's session?
No, I love it every time. I'm amazed how you're able to even at such short notice with like a couple of notes still make a cohesive enough story that lasts an hour at least. So, mad props.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I it took me some time this time to get into it, but I think at the end I managed pretty nice.
Also proud we managed to use every 12 of our skills. Every
That's
one
really
of them.
cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we can call it early for tonight.
Yeah, I could use a bit of rest actually, because I'm already
too.
getting a bit sick.
Rest
Think
eye
about our
burgers.
Yeah, it's my throat. That's the problem. It's like I still need to.
Yes,
I can go work. I still need to talk.
please heal thy burgers.
Ginger tea with honey.
Yes,
Absolutely.
lots of tea, lots of honey.
So, any closing statements for today, Axel?
About to say, I just want to thank you for organizing this on such short notice, and for Cool Steve and play with me. And I think next week I have to take a week off again, because it's a big birthday party for my girlfriend and her father, so I can't be
Oh,
there.
that's cool.
Yeah, we're going
That-
out for dinner.
Nice.
So
My
I'll be...
closing words would be if you leave Rome and don't smell like garlic, you did something wrong.
I'll take that into
Defending.
account for my trip to Rome in May.
Very good. And my closing statement for today is Vaffanculo! Get the fuck out of here! Bye!
Thanks everyone for watching us be silly again. And have a good night. I don't think I have actually anyone to send you towards, sadly, so...
Jinsey is still
Oh,
playing, doesn't she?
uh,
But
oh
I
yeah.
don't know how long she will still.
Yeah. Or I'll leave that up to the people who want to go there this time. No
Yeah, fair
raids, have
enough.
fun. Go sleep
Bye bye.
maybe. Bye.
Go sloop.